Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another NIKKE reaction. Today we have a song that was requested by Jinxie in the comments of the last video, and quite a few people wanted me to get to it, and I'm gonna do this the best way I can because I want to say this as written, so I'm gonna need to get a little bit of distance here. Entertainment! And with that officially out of the way and on the internet forever, I suppose I'll get to the song, so let's go! Oh, yeah. Ooh. All right. Oh, baby. Ooh. Okay. Wait a minute. We dancing. We got like that. I don't know if I would call this like 80s funk. It's kind of in there. It's definitely a more like neurofunk sort of approach. Vibing with it though. Really nice, just vibe to it. Truly, that's... If one word had to describe this song so far, it's a vibe. Honestly, exactly what I expected when I read the title and saw this character. This is it. This is definitely fitting. Oh, yeah. Little vocal samples in there too. So good. Oh, baby. I can't help myself. What I think is interesting is how simple, like, the bass line and everything is. It's not complex in any way, but it's so efficient and effective. You can't help but just jam, you know? This is exactly what I was hoping for. It's infectious, like... Oh, yeah. I know this one was fairly short compared to other ones I've listened to as well, which is kind of a good thing given how repetitive it is, but that's exactly why, because it doesn't get overdone by staying too long. All right, like I said, super simple, super fun, and that simplicity is exactly why this song works. It's basically just a perfect fourth. Like, it's just a ladder of C to F. It's just... Although it kind of has a little bounce to it, so it's more like... just kind of does that all the way through. It's just a loop, you know? It's simple, but that again is exactly why it's so important. Why is that important? All right, like, why is that a good thing here? Because usually you hear simple and you're like, well, it's boring. That's not the case. I did say that it was close to being too much by the end. Like, it was a little close to feeling repetitious and too repetitive by the end of the song, but he cut it off at a good point where you just start feeling that repetition, so it doesn't feel like it overstayed its welcome. So that's just a good length of time to cover. It's not that the song itself is boring or anything. It's a good song, good to loop, good to have in the background of something, and a lot of songs that do that sort of repetition are exactly that, meant to play in the background and be there for some event, some general menu, anything like that. The funky kind of swing it had going on, especially the horns helping out with this, broke the song up. It made it feel a little bit more alive. If it was just the bass line, it definitely would have been way more boring, but with everything else in there, especially even those moments in there where it had the vocal sample, just kind of to introduce a transition, super clean, super fun, keeps that energy going while also backing it down a little bit. That tone in the voice, the oh yeah, like it just kind of soothes you in. It's like a scoop into the next section, and you're ready to have it go back up or stay down, whatever's really needed for the song. But I think this song and the bass line being so simple is the key to its success. yes, I say that a lot, that simplicity is not a bad thing, and I mean it when I say it, because there could have been so much more going on here, so many more layers, so many more instruments, so many more things just stacked on top of it, and it would have sounded so much more complex. And assuming how that was handled, although I know this is Cosmograph, so it probably would have been handled fine, you can go too far with these sorts of songs. Kind of the important thing with funk in general is the groove. That is the key component of funk. It's funky. You want to keep that intact. So I think Cosmograph did a good job at keeping it simple while also having enough extra layers and enough accents in there that kept it alive and functional without sounding way too overbearing, and there's just too much going on, you know? So this one, really good balance of that. I loved those transition moments because it backed off just enough. It allowed you to sit down in the energy for just a little bit. It's like finding a chair in a club. It's like, okay, I've been dancing for the past like 10 minutes. I need a minute. I need a breather. And you get that. Not a long one. You get right back into it, but it is still enough time where you're like able to reset your brain. And this song did a really good job with that. Cosmograph did a really good job at just keeping it level, keeping it good and fun and happy. And it just had such a good energy oozing from it. So really, really fun song. I'm not entirely sure who this character is and what this event is. I'm assuming it's probably something to do with this energy, probably a casino style type of thing, a side mission or a side game that's very reliant on the gacha system or however that would work in NIKKE. Point being, it's fun, it's energetic, kind of similar to those other songs I've heard with like the girls in the bunny outfits. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure those are like casino-centric themes and whatever else going on. This is probably something very similar. Also in the cut there, I was just kind of playing around with the piano. I think I might have mistaken myself earlier. I'm obviously new to the piano and new to music theory stuff in general. I might have gotten that bass line earlier wrong. I think that might be it. This is starting on F, ending on a B flat, so. But if I play them together, it's like. And you can hear how I'd think that is in there. I'm wondering now if it's not alternating between like and like doing that. Maybe that's what's happening with the bass line in general. I don't think it's actually stacked like that in the song, and if it is, it's using the bass line as like a stopping point, so it's kind of choking out that second half. But I'm wondering if that is the case. It might be. This feels better after listening to it a few more times and figuring it out. That feels like a better bass line and more accurate to the. So I think I was doing a harmony sort of thing in my own head, which is kind of, unfortunately, the reality of learning all this stuff and trying to actively apply a lot of this, is that I'm not a professional by any means. I'm just a guy, and I've only recently started to delve more into the technical side of stuff and kind of try to polish up some of my skill on the keyboard, but that is just part of my process. I'm learning as I go, and a lot of you are kind of experiencing that in real time. But in the case that I am wrong, I will put a note in the video earlier during that prior section, so if you're watching this now and seeing me correct myself and explaining why, hi, sorry I messed up earlier. I was pretty much in the ballpark. I'm pretty sure I'm just dealing with the harmony thing there. I mean, that is very much what's going on with that combination of stuff. Sorry, it's kind of a weird thing to play with one hand, but point being, it's still in the same family, and I think that even if I was wrong on the first one, it still has a relationship to be shared there, and is probably being utilized in some format, even if I was wrong about the core bass line, because this feels a lot more accurate and the chords just make more sense if I play them in that function. And just in general, that scale feels a little bit better starting, which means I'm missing that E flat I was playing earlier with the. That E flat is not in the other key. So like, it's very possible they're using a mode adjustment. I'm not sure. If Cosmograph sees this and wants to clarify which one is right, or if I'm completely off base and it's something I didn't even consider, let me know. Let me know. Tell me, Cosmograph. I don't want to be putting up false information here. I'm trying my best, but I'm not you, bro. But I think I've said all I can say about this one, so thank you all so very much for watching, and if I am correct or incorrect, hopefully somebody can correct me in the comments or something. I don't like spreading false information, so hopefully I'm at least in the ballpark enough where you guys can take that and run with it if you want to, or if you didn't even give a shit, congratulations. I mean, like, here we are, right? But if you have any other songs you want me to get to from NIKKE, by all means, leave in the comments below, and I'll do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!